Okay, let's go ahead and start your homework over this section. The very first thing it says is evaluate each function for the given value of x and write the input and output f of x as an ordered pair. Please, please, please listen to instructions and write it as an ordered pair. So f of x equals 7 over 3x minus 9, and it wants for x equals 3. So I'm doing f at 3, so that's 7/3 times 3 minus 9. The 3's cancel out to be 7 minus 9, which gives you -2. You are not done because it wants the ordered pair 3, -2 as your answer. Okay, so that's how you do that section. Next section, it says, for problems 9 through 17, it says determine the domain D and the range R graphically of each of the following graphs using the set and interval notations correctly. And I make you have one for each line, okay? So, domain. Do we see the arrows? They go in both directions and it just gets wider. So my domain is going to be set notation. It is going to be x's and elm of the reals. There are no restrictions. Interval is going to go from -infinity to infinity, the whole thing. Range. Range is read from bottom to top. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I have set and I have interval. I'm going to do my interval notation first because it's always easier to do that. So where does this start? At what y value? It starts at -1. And then the arrows mean that it goes on forever and ever and ever up, so it goes to infinity. So how do I write that for set? So that's y's and elm of the reals, comma, and it can be any y value as long as that y value is what? Larger than or equal to -1. Okay? Number 14, domain. At what x value, nothing at -2, nothing at -1, do I run into the graph at 0? I do. I run into the graph at 0. So my interval means I start at 0, and I have a bracket there because it can be equal that, and then where do I stop it at? I'm going to stop it at 2, which means my set notation, x's and elm of the reals, and x is trapped between 0 and 2. X is in between there. But because I use brackets, I have to use both less than or equal to. So then my range. Range is read from bottom. So it's going to start, this is interval. It's going to start at -2 and it's going to go to +2. And that's going to be a closed dot there. So then my set notation, y's and elm of the reals, and then y's trapped between these two numbers. We always use the less than, but because I use brackets, I have to put less than or equal to. And that is tonight's homework.